Yeah, there'll definitely be a carryover from, again, just being able to get your hand in the dirt and line it up quickly, and got to play with technique and the discipline that it takes, and the conditioning aspect of it. Uh, the difference is Syracuse had a variety of personnel packages that they like to get to, so that part of it slows down. And Wake, they keep the same personnel on the field the whole game, so they're able to get back and lined up immediately, not allow you to substitute guys. And so I think that's why they're at number 2. And so who's number 1?
Texas Tech, I believe.
Is that right? Yeah. So they do a good job, with the run and the RPOs, on every play. It's like a different style of triple option. So.
Brent, the quarterback department last week was 15 out of 17, 4 touchdowns, 4 touchdown catches. 2 of them seem to move quite a chemistry together. What have you seen out of the Hartman kid on the film you've seen, and also what do you think he'll be?
Sam's done a great job, for a freshman coming in there to play at the level he's playing in, and having the kind of success he is. It says a lot about him and his instincts and his moxie, and them as a staff coaching him and getting him ready to play at that very, very high level. He was actually my son Jake, and him became good friends at the Shrine Bowl and hung out, so I got a chance to meet him and his family. But he's got that it, you could tell right away, and so it's not a real surprise that he's had a lot of success. And Coach Greer had him coached up systematically, very similar system. So he's made a great transition. And Dortch is, he's a player that every team wishes they had on their team. Just a very dynamic player, both the return game and in the slot, and great playmaker, tremendous competitor. Kayvon Wallace played with him, and he's a winner. They won a state championship there at Highland Springs in Richmond, and so they had opportunities last year to make some plays. I mean, he made a big play in the game, about a 40-yard little pop pass over the middle, and everybody remembers he ran away from Dorian O'Daniel, who's one of our fastest players. So a great player too for their system as well. Just really he understands it well, and can catch the short route and turn it into a touchdown, or again can take the top off the defense and some of the deeper concepts that they have.
Did you make any adjustments for them in the second half?
Not much.
Was it just everybody starting to do their job?
I think it's more that than the adjustments. We didn't have to reinvent anything. Just do what we're doing it better. They had, like every week, there's new wrinkles and things of that nature, and so you have to make a few adjustments, but they're very minor. And it was really just doing the little things better than we did in the first half. Yes.
Coach, I remember you making the remark after a scrimmage back in August. Mullen was out, I think, for a funeral or something like that. And you talked about how thin you were when you lose one guy at corner. He gets hurt. You're minus Mark Fields. Does Kyler McMichael's play on Saturday really make you feel a lot more comfortable now?
Yeah, and again, we've been saying they're coming along, and between Mark and AJ and Trayvon, it's been a really good threesome. And but Kyler and Mario both have really come on, and more in practice, and it was great for Kyler to get out there and again, not have to be perfect, just do his job. And what a learning experience, and great for us too to have confidence in him in a really pressure situation in that type of a game, to go out there and be very locked in on his job, and really did really pretty well.
Since I don't know your calls, I don't know where Tanner is supposed to be all the time, but it looked to me like he was around the football side of there.
Tanner had a very good game. Yeah, Tanner had a very good game, and I think competition's brought the best out in Tanner. And but really showed up and played with a lot of confidence, and made some big tackles and good plays on the ball. So yeah, he played well.
Brent, another player that I know seems to be playing a little bit more confidence is A.J. Terrell.
Mm-hmm.
The run support is doing really well in that. Can you talk a little bit about A.J.?
Yeah, so AJ, I think is the game has really slowed down for him, and is really playing with good technique and good patience and just a lot of confidence. And so both in coverage and in run support has done a terrific job. Had an excellent game, made some terrific plays, and that interception obviously turned into points and momentum and all those things. So AJ's really coming along.
Dabo was telling us that Christian took Trevor Lawrence out to breakfast on Thursday, and then Trevor paid it forward and took the O-line out to breakfast on Friday. What does that say about both of them?
Well, for Christian, I think Christian just being very invested in the team and just being a very natural leader shows you again he's Christian's friends with everybody, and that's not always the case. Their guys respect each other, but wouldn't feel comfortable. Hey, let's go out to breakfast, and it's just wisdom beyond his years, and I think it shows the kind of cohesion and chemistry and trust that we have, in our locker room.
Seems like an unfair trade-off. I'm guessing those guys eat a lot more than
Yeah, but Trevor's a smart guy. Christian just wants the offense to score, so he's just one guy in charge of that. But no, it doesn't. It's I think Trevor, same thing. I think that one of the reasons he's transitioned so well is just his maturity. His poise, he's got wisdom beyond his years as well, and he values the team concept and again what that offensive line can do.
Brent, I know a lot of times it's about technique and what guys are doing to get better, but how much pride comes with seeing how they handled last week and coming through it the way they did?
I mean, a lot of pride. Happy for them, a validation for doing the little things well. I think they had maybe 8 possessions in the second half, and we gave up the 1 score. We should have been at 4th and 1. If we don't get nosy, I think we stop them. Had somebody start peeking in it. Just a long developing play, and they, Dungy hung in there. But if we just stay home, I think we have a chance to hold them out there. But I think a 27-yard drive was the longest drive in the second half, and I think it's just again confirmation and. It supports the whole thing. Everybody just do your job and do the little things well. Nobody has to play like Superman, and it was awesome to be able to be out there on the field at the end and keep them from moving the ball.
Where does it? Brought in the Indy package, brought in the extra defensive end, something you've been working on, something you're going to package for the rest of the year?
Yeah. Yep. So just trying to find ways to continue to add depth, to your front, and get as much speed on the field as you can. Your best players, sometimes it's just because a guy's faster doesn't mean he's a better player, and so that's the delicate balance that you have. Otherwise you put Isaiah Simmons out there at defensive end and let him go to work. But there's other guys that are better than him, even though they're not quite as fast. So there's that. You want football players that can go out and execute, but that'll be something that we continue to expand upon.
Experience Kyler got the other day. How beneficial is that going to be for him and for you guys down the road?
Well, again, so being in the setting that he was, and again he did well, and certainly wasn't perfect, but did well enough to again earn some credibility with his teammates and certainly trust with us as coaches. And for him, the confidence that goes along with that is invaluable, and you only get that through those game reps. And certainly under the circumstances, I would I think it'd help a guy even like Mario. It's like, oh man, I can do what he's doing, and so we need that because we're just again, as we've said, that's been an area where we haven't felt quite as good about our depth. There's just more unknowns there.
He said he was so nervous the other day when he was out those first 2 or 3 plays. How nervous were you seeing him out there?
I was beyond that, because there's no other option. So, just thinking about ways that you can help everybody. And it's one thing if you put him out there, but your better player standing next to you and is healthy and ready to go. They're just beyond that. You got to find a way to win the game.
Coach, Dortch is not only dangerous as a
Mm-hmm.
receiver, but as a return man. You haven't had to tackle a lot on kickoffs, but how do you feel about your coverage unit, both on punts and kicks?
Yeah, I mean, we feel good about him, but you still got to go out and do it. He's a very dangerous player. Again, he's he's a guy that legitimately can make things happen, and just a very explosive, very dynamic, very instinctive, very confident, and so we've got our hands full, to say the least.
Does Xavier's initial burst and even his sideline-to-sideline speed rank up there with the stats that you've seen for a guy his size?
Yeah, that's fair to say. Yeah, he's very special. Yep, he's an elite company.
Did you watch that play a few times on the highlights afterwards?
I've seen it, I'm not going to search for it, but we watched it and marveled at him. And Coach Sweeney's reminded us that we need to get that guy out there a little more. So, but yeah, I mean, again, he really stepped up and had some fresh legs, and I think they were trying to hurry, but the tackle and then the crowd was amazing. Really, they were terrific, and I think that played a big part too, him being able to run